Brando Benifei MEP. Today you launched a manifesto for fair internships. Why is this needed?
It's fundamental today in the European institutions. In these months, we already launched a strong campaign as Youth Intergroup in the Parliament to stop the horrible possibility that is still there for each member of the European Parliament to hire unpaid interns. This is something that is really shameful for this institution. We must stop this possibility, and we asked the Parliament President, Antonio Tajani, to discuss this together with the Presidency of the Parliament to change the rules so that for the future we can finally have a mandatory remuneration for interns and also a learning agreement that can be fair and useful for young people participating. We must not tell fairy tales. Interns that work here are not just learning, they are also working for real, and so they deserve real remuneration. So we wanted to do today a big flash mob sensibilization moment for our colleagues together with some other young MEPs, and to say that we will go on strongly with this campaign. We want the Parliament to take position. We have still today an unanswered letter from the Presidency of the Parliament to decide on a very simple thing, to put in the agenda of the Presidency of the Parliament the item relative to a possible reform of the rules so that unpaid internships can be finally banned, like we obtained already in the External Action Service regarding the delegations, we can say so, the embassies of the European Union in the other countries. With our campaign, we already obtained a good result. So today, the External Action Service, the Foreign Affairs Service of the European Union, today doesn't use anymore unpaid interns in its delegations abroad. So it's possible, it's a demonstration that it's possible to change the rules and to have only fairly remunerated interns in the institutions. So we will go on with this, and we want to have this in the Parliament. We cannot say, as we do in our resolutions and in our speeches, that we want only fair and decent job conditions and then accept that in this Parliament there are unpaid interns. This cannot go on.
Wouldn't the best thing to do be to name and to shame those who don't pay their interns?
Well, it's not easy to find out because obviously it must be some intern to tell you. What we did was the opposite. We started a rewarding campaign for those who can say clearly and with pride that they pay and they give a learning outcome that is fair and useful for them to their interns. So we already have a pledge signed by almost 200 MEPs that signed a pledge saying that they pay their interns and they are giving them learning outcomes that are clear. This is the badge of the campaign, that is saying it clearly. I pay my intern, what about you? And we want to go on and continue this struggle. We also made an interesting survey towards the interns, an anonymous survey that gave us a lot of interesting data. We started with that as the start of the campaign, and we found out that there are many interns that work a huge number of hours, and this is the clear sign, as I know and we all know, that there is a lot of work being done by the interns. It's not just a learning experience for them. So as it's clear that they do work in the offices for the MEPs, they need to be paid.